Hey, John here. Here's lick of the day number 138. This is a sweep and tapping lick in E Dorian. As usual, I'm going to play it once slowly and then break it down. And during the breakdown, I'm going to share some practice advice you can use for this one, as well as pretty much anything else you're working on. If you want the tabs, you have a link in the description below. So we're going to start here on the 12th fret of the high E string. Right, so this one uses the E Dorian scale, and Dorian is just like natural minor but with a natural sixth. So we got 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1. So we start here on the root, 12th fret, and I'm just going to show you the first two arpeggio patterns because they're the same. So once you know these, it's way easier to get them down under your fingers, or to get the whole lick under your fingers. So we start here on 12. So this is going to be an F sharp minor 7 arpeggio. We got 12, 9 on the high E string. Then we got 10, 9, 11, 12, 9. So now we have exactly the same shape from the root chord here, E minor 7. So we start by going down the whole arpeggio. So just kind of slide into it. So that's how much we do of the first F sharp minor 7 arpeggio. So I'm just going up, pull off, up, 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 down, hammer, down, 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 down. And then we do another 6 here, so going down to the G strings. We got up, pull off, up, down, down, down. And then we switch to the next shape. So the whole thing. And then from here, we do pretty much the same thing, go down the whole way. But then instead of doing that, I'm doing this sequence, this legato sequence on the high E string. Like that. And this gives me time to go over here with my right hand and tap the 12th fret once I'm done with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 note sequence. And then we go into the tapping here. And I'm going to show you that as well. But basically then we have two pretty much identical things, except that the last 6 notes here are different. So that's a good thing to practice, just that. And obviously if you have trouble with sweep picking, this lick will be really hard for you, so I would suggest that you start by practicing some general sweep picking exercises. And I have a whole playlist with sweep picking that takes you through quite a lot of different ways of practicing it. But as with anything, you just want to focus on getting the technique correct, which is way easier with sweep picking because you basically have these training wheels, I like to call it, because the right hand you just fall to each string like this. And if you do that when you practice slowly, that will transfer really well to the fast version. But I'm not going to go into all that stuff now because you have that in the videos, in the sweep picking playlist. I'm going to link that at the end of this video, so you can check that out. However, if you're already used to sweep picking, it could be a good idea to work on this anyway to get used to the actual sequence here. So if you do the first half, the F sharp minor thing, so you have this 12 note pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then you have a 6 note pattern. But all these can be played 6 notes per beat, which is the subdivision for this whole lick. So you can just go. And so on. And just move that up and down the fretboard till you feel comfortable. And then you can do the same thing with this one. But now you have the legato thing on top, so the same thing though, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a good thing to work on. And after that, basically getting this transition. Whoops, I should work on that more. And that's actually an exercise I recommend. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's why I went that far, because it's kind of awkward to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, you know, it's kind of in the middle of everything. So by doing this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And after that, you can add the and it becomes quite this, you know, choreographed dance between your hands if you do it correctly. But another thing that can be really helpful is to make sure that you have a particular place where you want to switch over to the tapping thing. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, for example. So make sure that on the fourth note here, you're already in place. So you have 5, 6 to wait and then start the tapping. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. And that can be really helpful to sort of choreograph everything. So if you find that you have trouble with this, you know, when you should move your hand or whatever, that's generally a good idea. And obviously the less notes you have here legato, the harder it's going to be. But even if you have just a couple of notes, you should have enough time to get the tapping hand or finger in place. Because what you don't want to do is this. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you just wait here like a dumbass basically. Then you have to move really quickly, and then it's quite a big chance or risk that you're gonna screw it up. So don't do that. And the chromatic thing here is just this E chromatic scale. So if I just play it with picking everything, we got 4 notes per string from 12. Basically from once you get to the G string here, you're gonna basically have the staircase for your pinky. And then you have a broken staircase here between G and B. So you have, basically it outlines a whole, a plus, an augmented triad. But the shape is pretty easy because you have this staircase, and then you have a broken staircase, and then this. So that's where you're gonna tap basically. So if you can check that out, that's way easier. So, and I'm tapping 4 notes per string, so I'm gonna play this after each tap, and starting from the fret just below. And I'm just tapping the first note on each string, so. It's fairly easy to get up to speed once you get the initial thing. That thing going. And if you're like, nah, I don't really want to tap, well, don't do that, then you can go do that as well. But I just thought it's kind of fun to introduce this thing, and obviously getting this transition to tapping is going to open up for other things as well. But also it's kind of a cool thing to do, and you can definitely do this faster than you can do with the left hand, I think. Or maybe you can prove me wrong, but I think in general, if you help with the right hand, you're going to be able to play it just a little bit faster. And it looks cooler as well. And as far as practicing this, just the normal thing, I showed you the transition before, but just doing each string at a time. And making sure that the first finger after the tap is sort of connected. Do it on each string. And then connect 2 strings at a time. throughout the whole thing, 3 strings. And just play around with that, and I think you'll find that once you can go from string to string, playing the whole thing is not going to be that much of an issue. And as you can see here, I have no muting stuff here. This is only for, you know, getting the ringing from the strings in general to stop. So just open strings here. So the muting is really not that big of a deal once you get used to it. It's just a combination of left hand and right hand. So basically muting all the notes below, all the strings below with the palm of my right hand, and then using my index finger as you progress down the strings. You're going to use the side of your index finger for muting. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. If you have any questions, just post them below. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one.